Hi Zija Nation, welcome to Friday Fit Fix. I'm Nicole Johnson and I have some exciting exercises for you to try, especially women who want to focus on slimming our legs I'm going to do some exercises that are specific and kind of tailored to the back of our legs. Which, before we start with those, I want to tell you about the product that I have here today. Is our AGX Skin, which focuses on Zone 6. And this is something I would highly recommend you try and put on before you do any of these exercises for a number of reasons. First, moisturizes your skin really well. And you'll just take the oil straight into your hand, rub and apply to the drier areas that you may have. I know living out here in the desert, my entire body is dry often. So this oil works great for keeping your skin moisturized and helps reduce the appearance of cellulite. So all of us struggle with that at one point or another and, in different areas. But this oil is great. If you can apply it to the area that you may see or have a tendency to gather the cellulite, this will help reduce that appearance. And to apply it before the workout is great because you're focusing on getting blood flow to that particular area. So if you are to use that, then do these exercises consistently day after day or week after week. You're going to begin to notice a reduced appearance of that cellulite. Another thing that's great is if you put 1 to 2 drops of this oil in your shampoo and lather for your hair, it's great. It's a great product for hair, skin, and nails. Your hair will feel more moisturized, shiny, healthy, as well as your skin. Another thing that women battle, and men, but I'm focusing on the women today, is our legs tend to age quickly. Okay, our hands, any place that sees the sun more frequently, hands is a great example. This oil is great to help prevent the aging process, okay, or the appearance of that by moisturizing. We don't moisturize enough. Wonderful product for that as well. So we're going to assume that we've applied our AGX Skin, and I'm going to show you 5 different exercises to really help slim our legs and tone, focusing on the back of our legs, which would be our hamstrings, glutes, calves. We'll also hit into our quads, which is a secondary muscle that we'll be focusing on. And I've got a few items here. So I've got some weights, I've got a mat, and this is just like a 3-inch platform. And you don't need any of this to perform these exercises. This just helps with intensity. So as you practice these or work on these, or maybe some of you have done these before, the more you do them, you want to slightly increase the intensity and or the reps as you continue to progress in your fitness plan. So first thing is one of my favorites, and I actually like to use really heavy, and that's another thing I want to touch on really quickly. Women, please don't be afraid to go heavy on your weight training. You're not going to become these big muscle women just by simply bumping your weight up. In fact, it takes a lot of work, a lot of calories, and a lot of effort and repetitive training programs in order to build a little bit of muscle. So please don't be afraid to bump up your weight once you have the proper form down. First thing is going to be a deadlift. So I am actually going to use 2 10-pound dumbbells, and this is a great beginner weight for those of you who've never done this move before. And like I said, I typically use a 45-pound bar with 45-pound plates on the end. So you can go really heavy and not gain a ton in size. Really quick before we start that, just remember the picture. We went over this several months ago, or you can actually Google the difference in size between muscle and fat. Okay, so if I were to demonstrate, if my fist were approximately, looks like it's about, in terms of weight for muscle, this would probably be a 3 to 5 pound slab of muscle. Now fat is going to be about this big, okay? So as you build muscle, don't be afraid, because that fat's gonna go down as your diet, which is about 80% of the calculation, is good, and you're eating your real good foods. this fat is going to slowly diminish, your muscles are going to grow, but your size and shape is going to look better. So diet, sleep, wonderful products, and heavy weights, you're going to get your goal of a different shape. So 2 10-pound dumbbells. I'm going to show a side view really quickly. So we're going to hold our core in tight, and my feet are going to be about hip width apart. And I'm simply going to glide my hands down my thighs and down to the floor. Once I get to this position, I'm going to squeeze my glutes, use my hamstrings to pull my body up. So you're not using your back, you're not using your shoulders or your arms to get yourself up. You're using come down slowly. I'm going to use my glutes and my hams to pull my body up. So really important with a deadlift is to make sure that all of your weight is in your heels. Okay, so just focus on all that gravity being pushed down into your heels and coming up, squeezing glutes and hams. Okay, really slowly. Now, one mistake a lot of people do in the form of a deadlift is they're going to look up. And they're going to look up as they come all the way down and up as they come up. Now, the reason why that's not proper form is our neck is under a ton of pressure if we keep that head looking up. So you just want to kind of keep a neutral spine with your head just naturally following your body. Okay, legs are slightly bent, so you don't necessarily want to lock them. And if you ever start doing this and you're questioning your form, just remember your hands gliding down your thighs and dropping to the ground. Okay, glutes pulling yourself up. So with a deadlift and all these other exercises, I would probably recommend 3 sets with 12 reps. So that means 12 times you're doing this movement, and don't rush through because you don't want to injure anything or pull anything, okay? So 12 of these, 3 different times. So that's our first one, deadlift. Second one is going to be just a leg lift, which is going to really focus on our hamstrings. So I'm going to come down on all fours, and I'll show you a side view and then the other view. I'm going to make sure core is tight always. My leg is out straight behind me, and I'm going to lock my knee, and I'm simply going to lift about 12 to 14 inches. Okay, and we might want to do 10 to 12 of these, and then we're going to vary it, cross over, and then come back up. Okay, 10 to 12 of those as well. And you'll begin to feel that in the back of your legs. So other leg extended, 10 to 12 straight up and down, and then we're going to cross over to the opposite ankle and back up. Okay, 10 to 12, and I'm going to just face you so you can kind of get the different angle of what it looks like. So just straight up and down, and then a crossover here. Okay, and you can point or flex your feet, it doesn't really matter. And promise you'll start to feel that in the back of your legs. Now you can use ankle weights, you don't need to because the weight of your legs is simply enough for you to feel the benefits of that workout. Okay, so we have deadlift, we have dead leg, and now we're going to do reverse lunges. So instead of, we've done walking lunges forward, we're going to focus on stepping back. Okay, so we're going to be hip width apart, feet, and you're simply going to step back, knee not going over your toe, torso straight, abs pulled in, and back up. Okay, and this isn't a great spot because I'm stepping on my little bench behind us, but you'll feel that in your quads predominantly as well as your glutes. Okay, your calves are your secondary muscle being engaged during this exercise. Now, if this is too easy, hold some weights, okay? Or you can put some weights up on your shoulder. So once again, we're going to do 10 to 12, but remember each step back, you have to do 10 to 12 each leg, not 10 to 12 total. Okay, so try that. I'll show you the side view one more time here. Just a simple step back, keep your back straight. You don't really want to bend over like this, and you don't want to slouch. So just make sure you stand up straight and step back into that movement. Okay. Try that right after you get done with your leg lift. Now this one, like I'd mentioned, you don't need the bench, but this works great. Really engage the glutes. We're going to stand about hip width apart, and what you're going to do is just step behind. You're going to feel that pull a little here, and that's the reason for the elevated step. Now, if you don't have something like this, because it's going to feel different if you're on flat ground, so you want to have a little elevation if possible, but you can use a step just in your house, your bottom stair, okay? Stand up tall, you're just going to step back and tap, come back up. So I'm not necessarily putting all my weight into this foot, I'm keeping it here because we want to feel that engaged muscles here up on the bench, okay? And back. So 10 to 12 of those, 3 sets. Once you get done with your reverse lunges. And our last exercise, I'm out of breath, see, and I'm only doing a couple of reps here. So last one is going to be, it's going to be a side lunge, step up and tap, okay? And I'm going to use my hands for balancing, so I wouldn't really recommend weights on this one. So we're going to lunge to the side, and we come up and tap, so crossover tap. And lunge to the side, crossover tap. Now if you have issues with balancing, you may or may not want to attempt this, or if there's a chair or something you can hold on to, might help, and I'm going to show you the other side. So arms out for balance, and up and tap. And once again, 3 sets of 12 of these. And I promise, try these out, and you're going to feel some differences in your legs and the way they feel. Combined with a product, you're going to see results quicker. And don't forget, diet is about 80% of the reason we will see changes. So if you have any questions, comments, please let me know. And Zija, have a wonderful day.